Kaylene Davis, I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Richie Davis, I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida.
What led us to Grace? Me and Richie, newly married, we were pregnant with our first child together. We went to the hospital expecting to go have our baby, come home. That was the plan. That's not what happened. Originally, it was going to be one doctor, but I got a call like late that night. They called me and said, hey, we're going to reschedule you for tomorrow, sorry. And by the way, this time we're going to have 2 doctors. We went to the operating room and we were excited. They pulled the curtain down because there's like a little curtain above so you can't see what they're doing. And they said, we're so sorry, you're having some bleeding and we can't get it under control. And hearing all the things that were going on around me, it was frightening. It was extremely, extremely scary. Came back again over the curtain and she said, I'm sorry, we gotta take your uterus out. And I'm like, what? You gotta do what? At that moment, I felt like my whole world was just like crashing in on me, caving in. I just felt, I don't know, it just felt like a movie. I had no time to think. I had to do what they said. I gave verbal consent. They took my uterus out. At no time did I really lose it. I never became unresponsive. And then finally the doctor said, we need more blood. I just heard screaming at this point. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I just knew I was gonna die. We're on my 3rd unit of blood. The baby's out. They immediately took the baby. And at this point, I'm laying there alone on the table. My husband's gone, the baby's gone. And I remember just telling myself Lord, please, if you hear me, just help me. They ended up giving me another unit. I went to recovery and I stayed in recovery for some hours before I got to actually see my baby, bond with my baby at this point. I get back to the room and I just felt really sad. I was grieving when I should be rejoicing. Yes, my baby came out healthy, but I just still felt like I lost a part of me. Fast forward 24 hours later, we were all in the room together and it was like it's time to get up and shower. And I remember my incision, my dressing that from the surgery, it was leaking. And I just told my husband, I just really don't feel well. I just go get the nurse, I don't feel good. And she said, okay, we're gonna get the doctors in here and have them come check you out. So he said, okay, well, I'll tell you what. We could go back to the operating room or I could just do something at the bedside. And he said, well, just let me know what you want to do, okay? And walked out of the room. And I was just I know my countenance, I just everything in me, I just felt like my soul left my body at that point. I'm just lying in the bed. I looked at the nurse, she looked at me, she said, can I pray with you? Can I talk to you? And then she said, before I pray, she said, I want to tell you something. She said, I can just tell that you don't know what to do. I know I'm not supposed to tell you, but you need to go back to the OR. And when she told me that, that was a good indicator because I was like, God, I didn't know what to do. That's what I'm going to do. Because honestly, I wasn't leaning toward that decision. And she prayed with me. And I remember such a peace after that prayer. The fear left in that instant. And I told her, thank you so much for this because I know God and I'm so happy that you talked to me. I know this is a God situation because she didn't have to do that. She didn't have to speak up. And I went to recovery and I came out unscathed. I came out very minimal pain. That split decision, that split moment was life-changing. And for her to be obedient to the Holy Spirit, to answer to the call when I so desperately needed it. She did mention, which I left out, that the church that she attended. So I did remember that. The moment I got clearance from the doctor and got out that hospital, the first Sunday I was at church, I was at Grace. It was just like a renewal of my faith. It was a God moment. It was like, God, I know that you love me, you are there with me, you're always with me. Even when I thought like I was knocking on death's door, he never left. And for weeks I visited the church and I never saw her again. I was asking people, where was she? I couldn't find her. I remember me and my husband decided to go to Starting Point. And lo and behold, after Starting Point, I was telling my story and they said, oh, she's here today. And I was like, what? She's here today? Yeah, we're gonna find her for you. And we reunited that day from all those months ago, and baby's now 8 months old. So this is where we're at.